Hi everyone, welcome to another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about an important and very frequent question that I get every time, which is DevOps engineering for freshers or not? So it's very valid question because a person who is just getting started with their career, they just see a lot of tools like Jenkins, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, GitLab, Argo CD, Crossplane, etc. And it's very easy to get overwhelmed and then ask this question, is it for me or not? Because I'm just getting out of college or making a transition. Will it be possible for me to learn all these tools and then, prepare for an interview and then crack that interview? So that's why it's a very valid question and I thought to make a video around this. So in this video, I'm going to talk about whether DevOps engineering is for freshers or someone who is just starting out with their career or not. And then I'll also dive into some of the strategies that you can follow to build your DevOps journey step by step. So let's dive right into it. Now, let's first categorize what classifies as a fresher, right? So basically anyone who is in college, fourth year, or, just getting out of college, they are freshers. Anyone who is transitioning from maybe mainframe or testing to DevOps engineering, they are freshers. Anyone who is doing a pure career transition, right? So someone from mechanical or electronics background, and they are looking to get into IT and they have decided to get into cloud or DevOps first. So these are, some of the categories which we can call them freshers or beginners and looking forward to build their career into DevOps, right? So now we have classified who, we can count as freshers. Let's dive into, whether, DevOps engineering is for them or not. So as I mentioned, yes, there are a lot of tools out there. You have to learn a cloud. You have to learn Linux basics. You have to learn a little bit of fundamentals of networking. You have to learn Terraform infrastructure as code. In other words, you have to learn containerization, Kubernetes, and then you also have to learn a little bit of scripting, right? And these in all, right, it's like a lot of skill sets that you need. Now, DevOps, just as a term, most of the freshers think it's like a technology or it's like a skill, right? But it's not, because DevOps is basically a mix of developer and operations, and then you try to automate as much as possible so that you build a smooth pipeline where you create some code and then it is shipped as a end product. So that's what DevOps is, which is it smoothens that developer and operations pipeline. And it's not like a technology or a tool. It's like a culture. You can't say like, hey, I know DevOps, right? It doesn't make sense. It's a combination of lot of tools which you adopt and work with to successfully prepare a DevOps pipeline, right? So that's the fundamental of it. Now, if you are a fresher, you check out this video where I share a roadmap, 6 months roadmap, how you can prepare for it. Like I dive into like Linux, networking, cloud, infrastructure as code, do some project certification, etc. Now, if you're just starting out, you might not get a pure DevOps role in the first month of your professional journey, right? Because many people nowadays are looking forward to candidates who have a little bit of experience and who can get the job done. Now that is why it becomes little bit difficult for a fresher to get a DevOps role. But what you can do instead is start with something basic, or pick one part of dev or ops, right? So when I was in Cognizant, I was basically in the ops part of it. So I was doing support kind of role where had night shifts every month, etc. And what I was doing is I was just monitoring whether some VM is going down, virtual machine is going down in AWS or in Azure. And I was just used to troubleshoot, like, okay, why it went down. And then I was notifying people that, okay, this is down, do something about it. And then I was also monitoring stuff, and it was pure operations role. But what parallelly I was doing was I was seeing how their DevOps engineering team is working in the backend, right? So they were preparing a lot of scripts, Python scripts, automating things, preparing pipeline and streamlining things. So that's how I was seeing, okay, this is what is actually happening, for a DevOps engineer, and this is what they do. So parallelly, what I was doing was, and in monitoring, not every minute there will be a VM down, right? You just have to monitor and then notify the respective stakeholders. But then I was communicating with those DevOps engineers and learning, right? So you can do that as well, but you have to start either at the dev level or the ops level. If you are getting overwhelmed with this entire DevOps thing. So dev means the programming thing, which is you work as a software developer for 1 year or a couple of years, and then you transition into DevOps, and then you do the ops side of it as well. So that will be my recommendation if it is getting a little bit overwhelming. So for developer, you just need 1 or 2 programming languages, and then you crack an interview, and then you just build on top of it and see what a DevOps engineer does, and then you take that programming knowledge and then start your DevOps journey as well. Because as I mentioned in my previous videos as well, a DevOps engineer needs to know programming skills as well, right? So that will be the basic how you can get started with the DevOps journey. And absolutely, DevOps is for freshers, but you have to build on top of it, some basic foundation. It's not like the first day you will be going ahead and then building pipelines, right? So that is why start with something small. But if you are preparing for DevOps, like have some knowledge as well, right? Like, okay, this is how an entire pipeline is built. And I share in this particular video how what real world projects you can do to enhance your DevOps skills. So this will be my recommendation for freshers if you are trying to build on the your DevOps journey. Now, one thing to keep in mind is, and I talk about this a lot, and whenever I talk to some people who are getting started, is your mindset, right? So you don't have to treat this as 1 year, 2 year affair. Play the long game. Like the first 2 to 4 years, you have to be a little patient, because you might not find the right opportunities, even though you would have prepared all your basics, like which I mentioned previously: Linux networking, infrastructure as code, containerization, etc. But you have to be a little bit patient and play that long game, because you might not find the right opportunity, or the market not be right, and not many people would be hiring, right? So that those all might be the cases, but you have to be a little patient throughout this journey. But once you find that opportunity, apply for it, and then from your the dev or ops role that you have started with, then transition to the DevOps role, and maybe you will land your dream job that started with in mind as a fresher. So that will be my recommendation, because throughout your DevOps journey, you will have to upskill and learn new skills, and you have to start your fresher journey as well like this, where you continuously upskill yourself for the first 2 to 3 years, and then you land your dream DevOps job. But let me clear out one thing, which is, I'm not saying that a fresher cannot get into DevOps engineering. I'm just saying you have to start somewhere, and all these tips that I mentioned, like start with dev or either ops, you can start there. But I'm not saying like you cannot directly start with DevOps as well. You can, right? I'm just showing a path which might work for most of the audience, right? So that's one thing which I wanted to clarify, which is, I'm not saying that you can't as a fresher get into DevOps. It's just that you have to start somewhere, and that might be an ops role or a dev role, where you build on top of it for 1 or 2 years and then fully transition to a DevOps engineer. Now, one thing is, you might get lucky as well, where you do a certification, then find an opportunity, give an interview, and then you land a DevOps role. Because I get this comment a lot in the some of the videos as well, that hey, my friend just did an AWS certification and they landed a DevOps job. But I still recommend them, like, hey, it's good, I'm very happy for you, but you will have to learn those other skills as well, like a little bit of scripting, networking, Linux, infrastructure as code, containerization as well. So I hope this video would have given you some idea, but feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. and I'm very happy to answer all your questions and guide you through your DevOps journey. So if you like this video, you will also like this particular video where I share the 7 real world DevOps projects that you can do to enhance your DevOps skills. So I wish you all the best in your DevOps journey, and I hope you land your dream DevOps job. And if you like this video, hit a like button and share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos like this. And see you in another video. Until then, you get to live, make the most out of it. Thank you.